Hi. Hello there. Today is going to be a very unusual video. We are going to talk about Gameloft, their upcoming new massive game, and what potential effect this can have on Disney Dreamlight Valley. If you're excited, don't forget to click the subscribe button and like the video. And let me know in the comments if you want me to do more videos like this covering cozy gaming related news. Could be very interesting. Let's dive right into it. Okay, so a lot of you might have seen this announcement a couple weeks ago. Gameloft Montreal to develop and publish a new PC and console game based on the legendary Dungeons and Dragons IP. Now, first of all, I'm gonna come clean. I am not very familiar with Dungeons and Dragons. I have seen a lot of references to it. I have a general idea what it is, but I've never played it. I've never watched any full shows based on it. I've seen bits and pieces, so it's about fantasy, about dragons, about fighting wizards and stuff like that. But I'm not familiar with the IP itself very closely. But it is one of the most popular and biggest IPs, and Gameloft Montreal is actually the same division that is developing Disney Dreamlight Valley and Disney Speedstorm. So this could have potentially a big effect in Disney Dreamlight Valley. But first, let's dive a little deeper into it. This is the art from the game. Looks absolutely incredible. I mean, it's not... I'm assuming this is just like an art. It's not an actual render from the game, because it's probably going to look not as artsy, but we'll see. So what is this game about? Could you potentially be interested in it? Let's dive right into it. Prepare for unique and innovative experience blending survival, action RPG, and life simulation that will test player skills in an unforgiving campaign set in a Dungeons and Dragons universe. Now, survival, life simulation are my two of most favorite styles of games. And action RPG, I quite enjoy it as well. So, all of this mixed with a good story could make for a really good game. And I feel like Gameloft have learned from Disney Dreamlight Valley a lot, potentially. A lot of stuff that could help them to turn this game into success, just like Disney Dreamlight Valley was. So Gameloft has licensed the Dungeons and Dragons IP. Basically the same as they did with Disney. They licensed Disney IP to create Disney Dreamlight Valley, and now they're licensing another huge IP, Dungeons and Dragons. The game is developed by its Montreal studio, creators of Disney Dreamlight Valley, Lego Star Wars Castaways, and several games within the iconic Dungeon Hunter series. Okay, so this studio worked on more games, but most of them are older games. The newest one... Wait, the Speedstorm is not on the list, so does it mean that different team worked on the Speedstorm? I'm actually not 100% sure which team works on Speedstorm, but I know for a fact they worked on Disney Dreamlight Valley, so potentially another huge new game that could take away the attention of the development team from Disney Dreamlight Valley. But let's keep reading. The game is set in a mythical, forgotten realms within the Dungeons and Dragons universe. Will bring unique cooperative gameplay. Sounds like potentially an MMO. Maybe some mechanics, maybe Palia, we would be able to play on the same server with a bunch of people, who knows? Built around an innovative hybrid of survival, life simulation, and action RPG. Honestly, survival, I'm struggling to imagine a game that combines all of these three genres. Maybe you can tell me in the comments. Honestly, it's been a while since I played any other games than the ones I played on this channel, so they probably exist, I just never heard of them. Players can expect an adventure where the rich lore of this legendary franchise meets real-life survival in a unique campaign of resilience, camaraderie, and danger at nearly every turn. Not gonna lie, this sounds exciting. I will definitely check this game out when it comes out. I hope we have I don't think we have a date yet. It's literally just been announced. They literally just licensed it, so they potentially just starting the development. So it might take a year or two before this sees the light of day, but that sounds honestly exciting. Okay, so the producer at Gameloft Montreal said this: "We're all big fans of D&D and are already hard at work bringing our concept to life, including growing our team. And we look towards to sharing more details in the future." So potentially, them developing another massive game, the same team, does not necessarily mean that Disney Dreamlight Valley is going to get less attention, because first of all, they are saying they're growing their team, so it's not like everybody who was working on Dreamlight Valley just got reassigned to work on this new game. Plus, Disney Dreamlight Valley is kind of fully released and complete game, which means like it does not require a lot of what I'm trying to say is that it takes way more effort and way more man hours to create a new game versus to just keep updating already existing game with most of the basics already built into it. Now, granted, there is still a lot of bugs in Disney Dreamlight Valley, and still a lot of features potentially to come in the future, but still I feel like they don't need as many people to maintain the game anymore as they needed at early development stages. So this does not necessarily mean that the quality of updates or the frequency of updates will suffer in Disney Dreamlight Valley. There is a chance, but I'm really hoping it won't, because it already feels like updates are not often enough. The narrative that can be enjoyed by both newcomers and tabletop masters alike. So it looks like for people who are not deep into the lore of Dungeons and Dragons, this game will still have things to offer, which is good, which is me. I'm gonna be learning from scratch. And in the end of this article, they actually give you a link where you can apply for any open positions. Okay, just for fun. I want to see what open positions do they have. Montreal. Oh, it sounds like you need to know French. So it's all in Montreal, Canada as well, which means the commute is going to be very, very difficult. Yeah, I don't think I'll be getting hired, but look, there is certain jobs in here that are literally just dedicated to this new D&D game, and there are jobs that are dedicated to Disney Dreamlight Valley. Look at this. Disney Dreamlight Valley, a chef artiste, 3D personages, lead 3D character artist. So they're looking for an artist, for the lead artist. That is pretty cool for Disney Dreamlight Valley, which potentially means that we're going to be getting more. I mean, we know we're going to be getting more characters, but it looks like they're actively recruiting people for Disney Dreamlight Valley still. But yeah, if you look at most of these jobs, most of them are for the new D&D game. But also that means that potentially the new game is not going to be taking as many people from Disney Dreamlight Valley development as we could have thought. Now, Disney Dreamlight Valley is basically Gameloft's ticket into console and PC gaming. If you didn't know, Gameloft was exclusively mobile game company. But from what I've been reading online, it seems like the sales, like the mobile gaming space is becoming more competitive every single day. If you look at right now, the whole space is dominated by garbage games that are just clones of each other with misleading, absolutely ridiculously creepy ads on the internet, mostly targeted at children. So I can see why the mobile gaming is kind of going down in quality and probably not as lucrative as it's been, considering how everybody right now is trying to get the mobile game out. So I appreciate the efforts of Gameloft to broaden their reach, and they actually nailed it with their first. Well, I don't think Disney Dreamlight Valley was their first PC console game, but it was the first one that actually was extremely successful. And I think this is the game that gives them confidence to jump into another giant project with another hugely popular IP like Dungeons and Dragons. So I wanted to take a look at the stats of Disney Dreamlight Valley, which are extremely impressive, by the way. These are just for Steam. Unfortunately, I don't know how to get stats from any other console or platform, but Steam is very open with its stats, so we can see right now. So right now it's about 9 p.m. for me on a Wednesday, and there is 3,000 people playing Disney Dreamlight Valley on Steam only. And I don't even think that Steam is the biggest platform. I think Switch has more active players. But what's the most fascinating to me is the chart. It's not, it's hard to tell if it's good or not. We need to compare it with the history. So if you take a look at basically since the game came out, if you take a look at Players Online stats, it's actually pretty incredible. Well, if you take out the first couple of months, which were literally just a launch, like the early access launch, and initial drop off, since that point, since November 2022, the game has been pretty consistent. You can see huge spikes every time there is an update, and then it slowly goes down. Then another huge spike, with the biggest spike being December 5th when they released the game and released the DLC, and then slowly going down, then another update. And if you take a look at this peak, this update was actually bigger than any update before DLC. So what I'm trying to say, it looks like Disney Dreamlight Valley is really good at retaining players. There is no downtrend that I can see in terms of active players. I mean, there is obvious downtrend between the update and no update, but like the peaks and the bottoms of this graph are all going in the right direction. So this gives me hope. This gives me hope that this game is gonna be alive and doing well for a long time in the future. And just to compare to Disney Speedstorm, another game that they had, there is 322 people playing right now, which means it's 10%. This game has 10% of player base of Disney Dreamlight Valley as a free-to-play game. People didn't have to pay to play Disney Speedstorm, and they still cannot get, they barely get 10% of the player base. So Disney Dreamlight Valley is their golden goose, which gives me hope that they're gonna try to keep that golden goose alive for as long as possible. And look at Speedstorm. Initial release, it peaked, and then boom, literally the downtrend. It goes down. Compared to Disney Dreamlight Valley, that stays about the same, goes up and down, maybe even slightly going upward. Disney Speedstorm just goes straight down with barely any peaks, potentially on the updates. Like there's tiny little peaks here. If you take 6 months, look at this. This is update peak. Ooh, this is kind of sad. This is honestly sad. I feel like Speedstorm had so much potential. Wow, Coral Island is doing pretty good. They're pulling 2,000 people playing right now, and look at their stats. Once again, release. I mean, it also slowly going down. But to be fair, Coral Island is not the game that gets regular updates like Disney Dreamlight Valley. But these are impressive numbers. Oh, Stardew Valley is absolutely killing it. Wow, this is kind of crazy how the latest update in Stardew Valley absolutely skyrocketed this game to the never-seen-before popularity. Look at this. It's like 5x'd overnight. Amazing. Also, the game has 91.3% positive reviews. Dreamlight Valley, which is, I feel like, really good. Anyway, so the point is, Gameloft is growing their team, and if they put as much love and effort and care into the new Dungeons and Dragons game, which it seems like they will, they are claiming to be Dungeons and Dragons fans, I feel like we can have another incredible game on our hands in about maybe a year or two. So I'm looking forward to it. And I honestly don't think it's going to negatively affect DISNEY Dreamlight Valley. If anything, maybe their experience with both games, they take the best parts that they learned from developing of each game and then improve both games from that experience. That can happen. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want me to cover potentially some gaming news every once in a while. Anything maybe like upcoming cozy games, stuff like that. Any news related to Disney or Gameloft or anything in that area. Huge thanks to all of our amazing supporters. It was very fun making this video, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. Also, check out the Dreamers portal. I just rolled out a huge, well, it wasn't huge, but it was a pretty substantial update yesterday. You might enjoy it. There's now dedicated pages for Dream Snaps where you can even leave a comment. And also, soon we're going to have public comments where anybody could leave a comment on your Dream Snap and have a conversation in a comment section, which is pretty cool. I'm so proud of how the website is growing. It's amazing. Thank you for watching. A wonderful day, and goodbye.